Hello, one. And yeah, welcome everyone. This is 16 stream, and today specials not doing AI coding tool, but we're model evaluation. This is a testing on new models on my personal evaluation, specifically on coding tasks. So I will do this stream every time there's a new model coming out. For this week, I have two models. One is this week one. The other one would be group. Oh, something. See what. Group code fast one. So that model will be coming. Today will be at DeepSeek-V3. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. One new iteration of DeepSeek model. After many months, this came out a few days ago. Take a look at models. Have unified model thinking and now. Take a look at it. You can see that it's currently unified, right? Previously we had DeepSeek-V3, which is a non-thinking model, and R1, which is thinking model. So the non-thinking one has been V3.1, and the thinking one has been also changed to V3.1. So there's no longer everything is just V3.1 now. So yeah, so there's no more DeepSeek R1. If you look at the benchmarks, it's supposed to be better than DeepSeek R1, so better than both. Yeah, so today we'll be testing them on our intern. See how they perform. Let's talk about how do we do evaluation. So we have 7 tasks that will be. So I also see the task on the right side of the part of the. We will, for each task, we'll generate the output and we'll assign it based on output. So everything is created by a human, which is me, instead of automatically by LM or function, so that we can take into account of some nuances, avoid potential biases by the LMs, mischaracterization. Some of these automated evals, they don't take into account of a lot of variables that human can see. I still to see how the output actually looks. This will take a slightly longer time, but I think quality of the eval are higher. Then for the temperature setting, this is per by the visual API. So the default one is 0. For coding and math, they recommend the temperature. And obviously we'll into directly API to avoid any third-party API info. Already have the count via site, and we directly connecting to that model is the DeepSeek For all the testing, I'll mostly be using the Nordic because that's the is faster. But yeah, so in the D3.1. Yeah, so that's basically the task and process that will be tasks. This is my app to run the event. Here I have 7 tasks. All is coding task that I'll think. I'll go through each one of them as I. For the first one is showing CSS Z-index task. For this task, you can see here I have a bunch of models here. But so for this task, it's actually a bug with showing CSS Z3. Here I have file, and inside the file some bugs here. Basically, you open up this website with text file setting and see the setting actually overlaps. So this is because of bug with showing SSV, and it's specific to it. So we're just gonna test and figure out there's a bug, and I have a bunch of rubrics. If you look at the current evaluation result, all the top models, Sonnet, Gemini 2.5, all got 9.2, and then all the open source models, yes, except for okay, and then country code not doing very well. Let's see how well this DeepSeek-V the new DeepSeek. All the prompts and contexts are automatically populated. Run this. It's taking some time. First one. Oh yeah, by the way, I think DeepSeek API speed is quite slow. We'll take a look at outer. Wait, where is the did it derank? Did it remove the DeepSeek? Oh, let's see. Actually, looks like OpenRouter just removed the DeepSeek off. And there's no DeepSeek right here. I guess the only way you can directly anyway, so we have the result here. It is not very fast, 23. Very slow compared to PT. Yeah, so fast. But let's take a look at how it performs. It looks like it has identified some Z-index. I don't think so. I didn't figure out the bug. Bug is Z-index is not valid. not used. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a bug. Let me auto result. So we give each model to first. I don't think it fixed the bug, so invalid Z from my double check. I have a script to automatically manually look. Yeah. So basically, you can see it did not fix X. You have the so this will get a 1 out of 10. Not identified. Basically, it's the same as the other. Not identified. And so for this task, I think we'll give a price for one more time. DeepSeek-V3. So the first time it did not work, and it's similar to how Gemini-K2 and Quentry all failed to identify the bug. So basically, the bug is that you have this setting button that is overlapping because the model invalid class is invalid for tail. Just test the model's ability. This particular class is not. As you can see, all the top models solve this problem. Oh, I haven't updated it. Doesn't have. All the top models are able to find the bug. Only the open source model struggling. Let me see this one. Oh, okay. Actually, this doesn't make sense, right? It has a higher Z-index than the model, but 50 is not higher than 60. So it's like hallucinating, straight up hallucinating. I think it's not a very. So yeah, so basically not identified as well. So basically for this task, it ranks the lowest together with Kim, able to solve the task. We go back to benchmark view. We can see that so far for this task, it's tied with Gemini-K2, whereas all the other top models are able to. So it's not a very good start for one. Yeah. Okay, I think I forgot to save the second. That on the same. Oh wait, this one got an. Why is my automatic evaluation thing? Okay, this is interesting. So let me see. Hello. Okay, so maybe I made a mistake. My automatic evaluation script says that the second one should get 9 out of 10. But it clearly offered a wrong solution here. It says that the button has a higher Z-index Z50 than the model Z60. It's just wrong, right? But maybe it's the similar issue with Quentry, where the response is wrong, but the code fix was. So let me actually take a look at itself. this is where we have to model here. Oh, it's indeed Z50, right? Not Z60 anymore, more Z60. Okay, this is interesting. So it's exactly the same problem as Quen3. So you can see here I have this comment. Quen3 coder made the same, where it actually fixed the code, but it provided the wrong explanation. It is very interesting, right? So actually this one is same as entry coder, so give the wrong explanation, but it's correct fix, right? Wrong explanation. So I guess this would be the minus 0.5. Yeah, 9 minus. What do I do? I built the software like this one. So this one I built myself. Next eval is to evaluate models. That's what I do. I used to be a software engineer, but no more. Building my stuff and trying to sell them to people. Okay, let me see. So this is 8.5. Give a wrong expression against the Quen. So Quen3 coder has 9.25 minus 5, which is 8.75. DeepSeek-V3.1 is 9 minus 5, so it's correct. Yeah, so I made a mistake just now. Right? So it did better than Kimi for the first task. Yeah. Let's move on to second. Now the string should update that we're on task. So for this second task, I've prepared Markdown, in Markdown function. Let me go through what the second. So for the second task, I want the model to implement a in Markdown function. So basically, let's say we have this Markdown file that has some weird component stuff like. I want it to output a file that doesn't have any Markdown syntax, just raw text. And there are some rules to how you can clean them up. We unwrap the code blocks, unwrap the mark, remove other relevant things. So this is the task given. You can see different models have different output. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. For example, some of them indicate, for example, faces. But generally, all the top models can solve. This is a PM level task. Let's see how well DeepSeek-V3 on the similar to the previous tailwind task, I also have a script to just run through the code to check for it. But I will be entering the rating myself. Eventually, it's let's see, right? Okay, so for this one, the way I do evaluation is just to copy the code, just create in. You can see here I already have a lot of results. I think for this one we only give one chance, only one chance. Then we're gonna run this code on our sample input, see output match. run the wrong command. Oh yeah, doesn't have work, just run. And yeah, it's 100% match. So that's interesting. So that means actually DeepSeek-V3.1 did very well for this task. Let's see the output. The output is, so it's exactly what we're looking for. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just a Markdown being for text. So this one, I'll give it a very high rating. It's on the rubric, so we'll give it 9 out of 10 first. Then let's take a look at the actual code, right? So based on my rubrics, if it's 1000 characters or less, give it a +0.5 rate. I guess this is quite close, right? Because I think for Opus, even though it's 1022, I still give it a 9.25. So I think this case it's the same. Also give it a 9. Let me just fix this standard die. And we'll give the same rating, 9.2. So this will bring it to the top level, same as interestingly Quentry Coder also got 9.2. So for this particular task, interesting, all the open source model did pretty well. So all Quentry and DeepSeek MK2 did better than proprietary models. Interesting. So now we have another one which is 9.25. So that's our second task. Surprisingly good performance. Alright. Now let's move on to the third one, right? So third one is Clean MDX. So Clean MDX is basically an upgraded version of the previous task, Clean Markdown. So it's similar to it, but slightly harder, right? So from here, so it's basically similar in requirement but harder for the model. We have some extra multi-line import. If we look at these previous prompt, we don't have multi-line imports, right? So this one has multi-line imports. And then it has a lot more nested components that the model need to handle, right? So if we look at the actual output, you see even Cloud Opus 4 and make some mistakes. So this is the output from Opus 4. Still have dangling MDX components here, not fully removed. This is a much harder task than the previous Clean Markdown task. Let's see how well does DeepSeek-V3. For the rubrics, this task, we give each model twice because it's a much harder task, right? Oh shit, I forgot to use the correct temperature. This is interesting. Yeah, I should have used 0 for the pre. Let me just run this with 0 and go back to the previous one to fix temperature setting. I forgot to switch the temperature setting. So this result will be kind of valid. Yes. Let me run temperature 0. So I guess it's better if we just go back to it out, fix them instead of coming back to it. Let me go back to the first one. Try to run. This temperature is. So this is the first task. Yeah, because I test all the other models with the default temperature, so I kind of forgot that zero temperature. A bit unfortunate. We have to redo all the tests before temperature 0. But I think it shouldn't affect that much. Just for because I already said I'm going to. Makes no sense. Default is 1.0, which is recommended for data cleaning and data. I don't know why. So yes, I should bring up the see that one is. Unfortunate, but just delete. First result. Oh yeah, it didn't give us back to. Okay, so still doesn't fix, so let me try a second. Okay, so maybe 0 will actually cause it to get wrong result for both. Don't know, right? Just give each model 2 tests, and if it can't solve it, too bad. That's how we. So I'm just gonna take the results from a 0 temperature and discard the previous result. Even though the previous result might be higher, but discard them because we're not using the correct parameter. This is quite slow. Don't know why DeepSeek guys. You can see here we're getting the token usage, so we know that we're actually hitting the official DeepSeek API third party. Let me just delete the old deep visions. First one, yeah, so the first one not identical. Second, I don't know if it fixes. Yeah, unfortunately, when we switch to temperature 0, the performance seems to have dropped. So for both cases, we didn't get a correct output. So unfortunately, even though it did better for the higher temperature, we just gonna take it out as it is. Because that's the recommended temperature. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but that's how we do the evaluation. Need to be big about it. Similarly for the Markdown, it become worse, then it becomes worse. Oh, I mean, it could be a lot of luck in you're measuring the normal people's experience. For example, if you're using clean code or root code, try to use. And anyway, this is a recommend. Okay, so looks like for this task it's still 100%. So at least, yeah, for this task we don't have to change the. How long it is? Oh wow, this is even shorter, right? So it's 9.990 characters. Previous one was one is short. Still produce the correct output, so this is pretty cool. So now we have redone our test with 0 on to third task. So the third task, how well this one is using temperature to DX. Oh. Model get 2 chance, right? Always forget what's a command. I thought I remember I have for both. Okay. So I guess I just have to select it. Okay, so there's like 3 differences. Let me see. Problem. Has some import, some table not cleaned up, some components not cleaned up. Okay, so let's see, right? Any text got removed. So that's a baseline of 8, and then there's a leftover component. Then there's leftover. There's also a leftover table here. So that would be minus 0.5, minus 0. So 8 minus 1.5, 8 minus 1, 6 point. Okay, that's interesting. See if it got it. Yeah, it's still better than Sonnet, but worse than a lot of other models. Anyway, this is the first try. Let's try the second. For this task, each model gets 2 chances. Let me double check the temperature. It's gonna take some time. So while we are at that, I think I can show you guys good output. Which model gave the best output? I think it's group, right? Group gave the best output, like 100% correct. Let me see second try. One second try. Okay, it looks like it's exactly the same as the first one. I wonder if it's a cache issue. Yeah, it looks like a cache issue. That's probably it. We're probably hitting. That's a problem. I don't want to hit cache because I want to run the evaluation twice, different output. I somehow disabled. Don't know. So we can't actually get the model to generate 2 different responses because it's cache. Yeah, basically these 2 outputs are. Oh wait, it's not exactly the same. Okay, so looks like my worry is my concern was not actually relevant. Somewhat. So we're not hitting the output cache. The cache is uploading. Okay, that's a good news. So both generated exactly the same problem. Leftover import from table not clear. Some MDX. Same. Which is 6.5. Just gonna copy. Okay, so that's the end for our clean MDX 6.5, which is quite low. It's lower than most other models. I mean, all the models. The only model it managed to beat is one try of the Sonnet, but in the other try Sonnet did. It's actually the lowest performing model for this task. Okay, so that's for MDX task. The next one is gonna be the more interesting one for benchmark visual. Let me Alright, so this first task. Yeah, so the first task is visualization. Oh yeah, it's in a different. Okay. This is the fourth task, benchmark visualization. So the task is generate a visualization of benchmarks. You can see here are the previous models generation. First one from Opus, Sonnet, and Group. So basically you have two benchmark results, and the model is supposed to generate a visualization to view both of them side by side. So this is kind of interesting. So different models have different ways of visualizing. So we're gonna try DeepSeek-V3. Of 0. All the prompts and contexts are on the same environment. Yeah, so previously I think best looking ones are from Sonnet group that are pretty good, like side by side visualization. Some of them are really bad. I think Mercury Coder was pretty bad. Quentry bad. Horizon Alpha is weird. Yeah, so some of them are not very good. DevStroke. Some of them are. Let's see what the model generates. Architectural limit, very minimum. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what I think. So all the top models are very good at coding already. So you can see this is my own evaluation results. They are basically very close to each other in terms of performance. So still waiting for the one that can beat us, but far no. Yeah. It's good to find a model that is cheaper and still has similarly, right? So let's say if you can find a model that is similar to Sonnet but much cheaper or much faster, then it will become a very good thing. So I think I have another stream tomorrow for group code fast. I think this is a pretty good model, so I'm gonna test if it's similar to Sonnet. If it's actually close to Sonnet and much faster, then it's a very good thing. If it's like much worse than Sonnet 4, then I don't really need it. Alright, so this one has finished. Let's see. By HTML, I'm just put it inside our output folder. So this is what I call it. See. And open it to view. Oh, okay. Interestingly, this is very similar to the one generated by Horizon Alpha, right? Ah, that's very interesting. So you see here is the one generated by Horizon Alpha. This one is the one generated by V3.1. Very similar in stuff. But this is not a very good thing, right? Because you can't really see stuff. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but then not very easy to see. So I think I'm just gonna give it the same score as Horizon. Probably. So it has major formatting. Let me see what's the command I gave for Horizon, and just strange visualization with. I'll just reuse the name there. basically the problem. Give it a 5 point. Yeah, wait, I think for this task, do I give it twice? I forgot my oh no, we don't, right? Oh wait, we do. Did not render in the first try, the second try is given. Think about this. Yeah, I should give it a second because it's very weird. Let me give it a second. I gave it the same treatment as Horizon Alpha model because out of the weird looking. Okay, still give the put it same as alpha. Yeah, basically we can copy this. Yeah, so the same command we just gave for Horizon Alpha. I wonder why it's. I think Horizon Alpha was. Oh, Horizon Alpha was which? Is it GPT-5? I don't remember Horizon Alpha is which. I wrote about it. I think it's GPT-5, right? I remember. Horizon Alpha should be. I can't remember. It's an early version of GPT. Let's try the second generation. Okay, basically the same. Basically, I don't know if it's cache or just actually. Okay, it's doesn't seem to be exactly the same. Yeah, there's one less dependency. There is some different. So basically the same story as Horizon Alpha is for this task. Okay. Push. Same thing here. Copy the command. Okay, so that's the end of this task. Got a 5.5, which is very low, very low for this task. Okay, moving on to folder 1. This is normal task. Yeah, this one. So it's basically like a typical development task that demands a filter. So I got this from my own code base. It's supposed to go through a lot of code and understand where to add the code. 800 lines of code. Very specific portion that it add the code. It's kind of test ability to handle large. How well the feature inside a I think all these prompts are the same. I don't need to worry about the prompt. This one I can just use the built-in evaluation function for my app. It should be able to identify if the correct code has been added, so I don't have to run a separate script to check. So we get a 5 out of 7, so that should mean pretty good. Looks like it got the correct. It added the correct logic. So that's 9. Some manual rate. Don't think it added extra logic. Didn't add the extra. Also doesn't add on. I don't think it's particularly for it to be concise. 600 characters or 900 characters. One is 1000, not very nice compared to response is not particularly concise. It has a lot of extra code that don't need to change. Okay, so it's like a normal 9 out. It will. $2,000 is considered 1,800 is considered. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more according to my standard. I think I might have to refine this rubric sometime, but based on my current rubrics and comparing to other models, this would fall into 8.5 because verbosity minus 0. Basically, it's the same as the for this task. Okay, so 8.5, quite normal. Let's move on to the next one, TypeScript narrowing. So this one is more interesting. for this task, oh yeah, for this one, I actually wrote multiple prompts. So there's actually a TypeScript error inside the code. So let's and run. You can see here not the correct command. I code. You can see here the script successfully compiled. But that's because this code doesn't have a bug. Then if you try to compile the wrong output, and was output, it will fail to compile, right? Basically, there's a bug in the code that caused the TypeScript compilation to fail. And then we're testing the model's capability to fix the TypeScript error by using for type narrow. It's a technique in TypeScript. So this is the problem. This is script that has the error. You can see model is supposed to fix this, but it's actually a very challenging task because very uncommon problem that you can run, and a lot of models get this wrong. There are a lot of models got this question wrong, and a lot of them got 1, right? So the models that manage to solve this are quite rare. So let's see how well DeepSeek-V3.1 is. And then because I have multiple types of prompts, the models that did well all use version 3, so version 3 of the prompt. 3 of version. See how well it does. Wonder why don't have DeepSeek provider or router anymore. Weird. It does have it. Not sure. Okay, so we have the output here. Okay, so it gives us two methods, right? This is the first method and this is the second method. Let's test both of them. For this task, we have tries, right? So for the first try, we got 2 answers. Test both of them. 1, 1, 1, 1. This is the second one. So just based on the IntelliSense, kind of see not to me help at the problem. I don't think this will work, but let's try. Just test. Yeah, this one didn't work. This one also didn't work. So both the first, second. Take a closer look. Yeah, this method didn't work. Okay, interestingly, creating a new function doesn't help. And this is the typical solution that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, so for the first try, both solutions didn't work. That will be try this. Okay, let's see the second try. Doesn't look like it work, but let's try it. Okay, so the first one, obviously. Second one doesn't have more copy times. Yeah, so it looks like the second one also. I guess it's the same as the first. So yeah, didn't work. Both tries didn't work. One out of 10. One. Okay, so no surprise here. It got 1 out of 10, same as day 2. For this task, in all the open source models struggle a lot. I haven't seen a good open source model of it. Well, I mean, GPTOSS 120B can solve it. Alright, let's move on to the last task I have is Next.js 2 app, which is a very simple. So let's just run it. I do have two prompts here. I mean, a few prompts here tailored to different. Let me try the default one. So this is a very simple feature for feature addition. I won't explain what it does. Basically, adding a date time field that when you create to Next.js, a date and time. That's basically it. Add a date time field inside the Next. Look at the output character count. 1,700. typically the models can get this right because this is a very simple but we're testing its conforming, testing the verbosity of the output, basically the prompt instruction following. We have some instructions here that says me and we output code that need to be. So looking at this code here, I can see that it's not particularly concise, quite verbose. So it didn't actually follow instructions. So similar to all this code, you can see 1700 is all outputting, whereas these models learn to use comments to show parts that don't need to be treated. This one definitely need to be treated. Oh wait, I forgot to change the temperature. Let me rerun this. Maybe I should move the temperature out from advanced setting or get that. Okay, so we have temperature 0. Basically the same, right? Still full. But we do have a different prompt that so we have the concise prompt that worked for the model. This will help some models see if it works. Hopefully. I also have a separate prompt just for cloud model. Because cloud model need a different type of prompt. So okay, so it didn't make it more size. Still the full. Take a look at cloud mode. Yeah, the cloud models are even more stronger prompt. Let me try the cloud. See if it's. So this is a much stronger prompt. Not. Like DeepSeek-V 3.1 is not particularly good at following instructions. Not follow. Yeah, still give the full code output. Yeah, it's very stubborn. Used to follow instructions. Okay. Sure. So we tried 3 prompts and all of them gave the full code. So that's pretty bad. Alright, so that's all for all the tasks we have tested. We can see here that DeepSeek-V 3.1 is actually the worst model. We compared to the previous model that I've tested, V3 new. You can see that we didn't test all the tasks for DeepSeek-V 3 because they already deprecated the model, so we can't really. But looking at this result, it looks like the new 3.1 is actually worse than the inside my benchmark. So here it's 5.5, 7. So this is a regression. Also a regression in terms of instruction following. Definitely some tasks got regressed. Unfortunately, I can't test all the tasks because this model is already gone, so I can't test it on my. That's the comparison. We compare it to other models like a Country Coder. Yeah, it's worse than Country Coder. So Country Coder actually did better than Kimi K2 after I added some new. I'll be updating thinking like the new Country Coder is actually a better than Degree now, at least on my benchmark result. Yeah, so there you have it. So 2.1, I think it's some aspects and improve, but in others fashion, not better than Kimi, not better than Country Coder, and definitely behind all the top. Yeah, I'm not testing the toolbar capabilities and all that stuff, just the raw coding capability of the model. So if you're looking for tool call accuracy or tool call performance, then this benchmark doesn't match it. Might create a separate one to do that, but now it just raw input and output, manual rate. Yeah, that's the for today. Hope fun watching. Tomorrow I'll be testing Brook code fast. Curious about new model by XAI or to check my game. Yep. That's all for today, and